Spank revision.
Is this the movie closet?
Welcome back to the movie closet.
Welcome back.
Hey.
I just want to give a quick shout out to our newest subscriber, George. Thank you for subscribing.
Georgie.
How you doing,
Georgie.
Thanks, George.
Here, you're a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
Super cool guy.
Maybe you can come on the show one day.
Ooh, there's a thought.
That's how we treat our people.
That is.
Sam and Bass are out today, and we got the Wilk boys back.
Hey.
Josh
Wilkie
and
way.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in, fellas. It's always good to have you.
Yep.
Episode 60 of the movie closet.
Damn.
Big 6-0. We just wrapped up our month of horror, Halloween. It was a fun time.
It was fun.
Everyone loves Halloween. Did you guys have a good Halloween?
Oh yeah, dude. I did so much stuff, man. I got to go to Fear
You
Fest.
worked on Halloween.
Oh wait, no, I'm gonna tell you the Halloween weekend is when I'm counting.
Oh.
yeah, for sure.
So.
I had the worst hangover of my life, Halloween
Oh,
weekend.
Oh my God, me
You
too,
sure
dude.
did,
You-
man.
a crippling hangover.
Now I felt bad for you, man.
Dude, it was
I did.
rough.
Dude.
Oh.
I lived on popsicles that day.
Oh, dude.
Couldn't keep anything down. Yeah, that was rough.
What about you, Josh? What'd you do for Halloween?
I didn't really do too much. It was the older you get, the less it starts to feel like Halloween. It feels.
You
like.
can't. You
You
gotta
can't
fight
lose it.
that
You gotta,
feeling.
you gotta
into
hold it.
You gotta seek out that.
You gotta
feeling
hold
when you
on
get
to
older.
it.
That's
the
the difference.
childhood feelings.
Yes.
But yeah, I didn't really do much for Halloween. But it seems my roommate had a good Halloween.
Oh, is that
Yeah, it was Halloween.
That's awesome.
I accidentally said Thursday. No, it was Halloween.
Oh,
That's
God.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's
man.
so
seems like my
funny.
roommate had a nice
Yeah,
Halloween.
you're gonna have to
Well,
tell me to watch this specific episode.
Good for you. Good for you, man.
Well, we're super glad that Josh's roommate had a great Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really good.
I was a little depressed on the amount of trick or treaters we got.
Yeah, that was a bummer, dude. But it was,
Getting lower and lower.
we redeemed it with the Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, great flick.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, made it.
But anyways, back to today. Matt, what is the movie closet for any new listeners like George?
Well, so for any new subscribers, the movie closet is 4 friends in a closet. We're picking movies based off a theme. We all pitch our movies. We vote the winner. We watch that movie, and then we come back and discuss it. Pretty
Boom.
simple.
This week's theme is movies with dope ass soundtracks, yo.
Music that makes the movie.
Yeah, dude. That took some effort.
yeah.
Dope. He said dope ass, so I really had to
Mhm.
I gotta pull
throw
up a
myself
little,
into that.
I just want some dates for my movie.
All right. Well, I'll go first this
Yeah,
week.
yeah, you go. Yeah.
This is a tough one for me.
I don't think it was tough at all.
Just because of the controversy surrounding one of the stars of the movie,
Oh, there's controversy?
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so I thought about pitching like Batman vs Superman because Hans Zimmer kicked ass in that one with the score. But gotta go with my boy Edgar Wright, the greatest director alive right now, and his most recent film Baby Driver, in 2017, written and directed by Edgar Wright. It was like one of his first, probably his most successful movie, like box office wise, and working with like a mainstream studio, and he fucking killed it. It stars Ansel Elgort, John Bernthal from The Walking Dead, well, the early seasons. My boy John Hamm. Everyone loves John Hamm.
Who
Right.
doesn't?
I mean, come on.
And Jamie Foxx is in it. So yeah, it's basically about this kid named Baby, and he has tinnitus because he got in a car accident as a kid that killed his parents. And he likes to steal cars and drive, and he drowns out the tinnitus with constant music playing in his ear. And he owes this big drug dealer a lot of money, so he has to work as his getaway driver to pay off his debt. and it's just a bank heist movie. But the cool thing about it is the soundtrack is probably the best case of like it's incorporated into the movie so well. No other movie has done it this good. I mean, I guess except for like musicals, you could say.
Yeah.
But like Edgar Wright wrote this movie based off of songs that he liked. And it took him like 2 or 3 years to write this movie. And when he like found a dope song that he liked, he's like, "Oh man, this would be sick for a scene like this." And that's how he wrote the movie. Like he didn't write a scene until he found the right song for the
That's so
for
cool.
the movie.
That's such a good concept.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like a huge challenge for a director.
Well, yeah, I mean that's why. I mean it takes him a long. He has long periods between all his movies, anyways, because he is so fucking kick ass with his attention to detail and like scenery and like even the way he uses color in all of his movies is amazing, and like this one is no exception. Like each character is color coded, and the way he like incorporates that into the scene is awesome. Great dialogue. You always notice something new every time you watch the movie.
Damn.
And there's just so much fucking attention to detail. And this is one
Genius.
of those films. Yeah, he's a fucking genius. And this movie's got a lot of thrills. It's got a lot of laughs, gaffs, and kick-ass time.
Boom, boom, boom.
Nice.
Baby Driver.
Baby Driver. I said it's
Driving
dope.
babies.
I have not seen that movie, and it sounds really dope.
It is
Yeah,
pretty
sounds
dope.
pretty
It
good.
does sound dope. I've only seen a couple scenes,
Yeah, they put like the first 5 minutes online.
but I've only heard good things about it.
Me too.
It's highly praised.
yeah.
I guess I'll go next. I'm gonna choose the 1977 horror classic Susperia. It's an Italian horror film directed by Dario Argento. The soundtrack is completely made by this band called Goblin. And the soundtrack is just yeah. No, the soundtrack really makes the movie. That's what like really well, there's a lot of things that stand out about this movie, but the soundtrack is one of them. It's just like so crazy. Like literally the music sometimes sounds like it was made by monsters. There's like all these weird, eerie
Well, that's
voices.
cool.
Yeah, there's all these weird, eerie voices in the like a lot of the songs in it, and it just sounds like crazy as fuck. It's like and yeah, it really makes the movie. And on top of that, the movie's highly stylized. There's like, just like the lighting in it. It's like all this like stark pink lighting. Even the blood in the movie is just so, and there's a lot of blood. But the blood is like this like super vibrant, red. I don't know. It's like almost beautiful in a way. It's almost like a fucking painting. Some of the murder scenes in it. But the movie is about a woman named Susie who is attending this like private dance school in Germany, I think. She gets there like with some scholarship. The first night she gets there, one of the students is brutally murdered. And basically the whole movie is her trying to like all these murders are really suspicious, and she's like uncovering all this history of the school, and then it turns out like some crazy, I don't want to give away too much, but some crazy shit's going on at the school to do with these murders. Bada boom, bada bing.
Bing, bang, bang.
Gotta do a lot of
Suspiria.
Oh, man, it's hot
things.
as
Also
fucking here.
sounds pretty dope.
Yeah, and a funny connection between our movies. I watched an interview with Edgar Wright one time, and he said that he had the privilege. I watched an interview with Edgar Wright one time, and he said he had the privilege of seeing Suspiria on Halloween night projected in like this huge graveyard. He said it was awesome. He said
I
it
think I
was.
remember you telling me
Yeah,
about
he said
that.
it was one of his like best movie experiences, and how fucking lucky. That sounds so cool.
Yes.
But he said it was ruined by a bunch of people who were like talking too much and being assholes. But
That's why I
Is
hate
it
the
in
movies,
English?
man.
huh?
Is it in English?
Oh yeah. There's no subtitles or anything. It's English dubbed. Yeah, Suspiria.
What worse place could you think of to have too many people talking during a movie than a graveyard?
It's true.
Oh, like any movie, man. That's why going to see like fucking
It just
like new Star Wars movies sucks because everyone's all hyped up and screaming.
yeah. It just depends. Like sometimes that works. Like some like horror movie. some horror.
I got something to add on top of that.
Okay.
anecdote.
Sometimes it works. Like for horror movies, it's kind of fun. Like when you're seeing it, or in my opinion, it's fun when you're seeing it in a theater and like people are hyped up and then like everyone screams, so like you jump even more.
Yeah,
and-
where's like a degree like when we saw Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, it was
everyone
awesome.
was laughing, but
It was awesome.
It wasn't annoying.
yeah, because they were being respectful. Because everyone wants to watch the fucking movie.
The fucking worst time I ever experienced like a bunch of dumbasses in a movie was when me and my brother went to see fucking Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods
Oh
in
my
theaters.
my God.
I
First
can
first
only
Dragon Ball
imagine.
Z like movie in like what 15 years
Yeah,
or
so
whatever.
it's super hot, mega hyped. You know,
They were these fuckers like so Dragon Ball Z is notoriously corny, right? With
Yeah.
their fucking jokes. And that's like my least favorite part of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Especially now.
Oh,
it
they just
fucking
push
is way
it-
worse.
yeah, it's
Whenever like a joke was happening, people were like fucking screaming, laughing, and people were like getting up and clapping after like a joke. I'm like, shut the fuck up. It's not funny. It's stupid.
That
Yeah.
have
You need a
sucked.
comment.
It was
Yeah.
bad. It was hard. It was
Every
hard to
time
do this.
Beerus says he wants his pudding or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, like that shit was so
Oh,
fucking. Or
God,
like when
dude.
Vegeta did that dumbass dance.
Oh,
That's
God.
when like this one guy was like fucking getting up, like laughing his
What?
ass off. Like it was the
No.
funniest thing
and that's
he's
the
ever
shit
seen.
that's ruining the movie. So
Yeah.
like that is ruining your experience.
Yeah.
even
Stop
more.
doing that. If you do that, stop doing that.
And one, you
Yeah,
guys
that guy.
also, you guys fucked up Dragon Ball Z. What the fuck?
Yeah, come on, Akira
But whatever.
Toriyama.
Whatever.
What the fuck?
Do it better. do it my way.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But anyways,
Alright, dudes.
Man.
all right, Suspiria.
Suspiria
Suspiria.
sounded good.
Suspiria.
I guess I will go next.
Wait, wrong movie.
I
Dum,
got
dum,
something to throw out. For you said dope soundtrack, and of course I thought of a musical, and I was like, I'm not gonna make them watch a musical today.
You
Well,
knew
when
it
you-
wouldn't get voted
Yeah, I
for.
did. Les Mis is a masterpiece. Okay,
Yeah,
anyway.
save it for the musical
Yeah,
episode.
it'll happen.
Yeah.
But anyway, when I heard soundtrack, I was like, oh man, they weren't ready for this. And I come to the movie closet today prepared to lay on your table The Fable.
The Fable.
That lay on this.
Oh, that's
He's
not
trying
the
to
movie.
rhyme. He's trying to rhyme. He's trying to
Okay,
rhyme.
well, it's fucked up now. Space Jam. The Space Jam's
Nice.
awesome, man. Dude,
That
okay.
soundtrack, dude. Who doesn't
Dude,
fucking love the Space
Dude,
Jam
when
soundtrack?
you were
when you were a kid, dude.
dude, like me and
Come
my brother
on and
for
slam,
real, dude.
and welcome
Yeah.
to the
We
jam.
would
When that
pause
shit
the
came on,
VHS.
dude,
We would pause the VHS tape, me and Josh, and that opening song.
Oh, dude.
You know,
That shit got you hot.
basketball. You did, and we would like say,
Nah, 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 nah.
Josh, remember when we just sing that, dude?
Dude,
And
that shit.
Okay, let's.
That shit got you hyped up, and
Like-
not to take away your
No,
thunder, but
He's
but
like,
the-
let me sing.
but the scene with Michael Jordan, dude, as a kid shooting out,
Oh.
and like
Yeah,
I
we're
playing
believe,
the NBA.
yeah, I believe I can fly comes on,
Dude, our cat. I believe I can fly. Like you want to talk about
Who doesn't,
soundtracks,
dude?
man?
Yeah.
We like
They had
we
it on
like
point.
yeah. Come on,
Shit,
Space Jam
dude.
killing it, and let's just like talk about how fucking great Space Jam is, because dude, right?
Who doesn't love it, dude?
Oh man, just
Pure
I
nostalgia.
just love that movie so fucking much. Who doesn't want to watch Michael Jordan with all the fucking Looney Tunes play some basketball?
Boom, Bill Murray.
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
I
dude.
mean, come on.
Dude, great.
Larry Bird's in this fucking movie.
Yeah,
dude.
it's badass.
I don't
man.
have to say much about this
Don't even
movie
need to
other
say
than
much about
Sells
Bugs
itself
Bunny.
Like,
if you were born in the right era. If you were born in the era of Space Jam.
if this is the
Yeah, I like
soundtrack
that movie.
episode, I'm taking home the
Yeah.
goal of the day, boys.
This movie's talented. Like Teddy loves this movie.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's so good.
And he's
it's so
6.
good.
Absolutely love it. Always
That's when I
stands
loved
strong.
it.
It's like I say
You know,
about
I feel like that's when I
Dude,
came out when I was
Space
probably, like,
Jam.
6.
It's done. Space Jam. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
soundtrack on point.
What is the movie about for the
Oh, you
non-initiated?
guys want to know? So let me tell you all about what the movie of Space Jam's about. Okay, so we got Michael Jordan. You know, he grows up. He's Michael Jordan. He's playing for the Bulls and shit.
Go.
You know, like it's
Go.
like,
He's playing some hoop ball.
you know, yeah. And then like,
Pre-golf
and then,
Michael
I don't know.
Jordan.
He's like playing golf with fucking like
Oh
Bill
yeah, after he
Murray.
retired, he's playing baseball.
He like plays golf.
Oh, that's
with
right.
Bill
He's
Murray.
playing. Yeah, he's playing
Yeah,
baseball.
yeah,
and
you're
shit.
right.
Yeah, that's right. I
Come
forgot.
on,
Yeah,
man.
it's genuinely been a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Sucks at baseball in real life too. Sorry, MJ, but you did. I just had to hear about that from my dad. But Anyway,
Yeah, what are his stats?
so he's gonna get sucked down. He's gonna play golf with Bill Murray, and he gets sucked down a freaking hole, and he's gonna be. and, so now he's with the Looney Tunes, and that's.
He gets sucked down a fucking hole.
I mean, that's it, dude. My favorite,
yeah, dude.
one of my favorite parts of the movie is when the dude's digging the hole, looking for him, and he's like, "I'm fixing a divot," and I'm like, "You fucking idiot."
He's fixing a divot.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, Michael Jordan's assistant or whatever.
Yeah, dude.
Sweaty ass
It's
guy.
fucking it's
from
New-
Seinfeld.
Dude,
Yeah,
that guy's
dude.
hilarious.
I love when he's got the camera and he gets sucked in the hole,
Yeah.
and then like he's pointing at Bill Murray, and Bill Murray thinks the camera did it. It's like, can you not point that thing at me?
Dude, I love that freaking.
Dude.
Oh my god.
Timeless.
Yes, Michael Jordan and Looney Tunes are going to play basketball. That's what this movie's about.
Against the Monstars.
And the soundtrack is remarkable.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
really good.
Straight
It
hype.
is. Yeah.
R. Kelly, I love you.
Well, Josh, that's gonna be hard to.
There's a lot of hard stuff to beat.
Yeah.
All three of your sound.
We've all been coming with the fire today, boys.
Hell
Yeah.
Good episode.
Heavy
so far.
hitters.
Okay, so here's what I got for y'all. I've been waiting for this for a while now, and literally today, I believe it dropped.
Oh shit.
Movie went worldwide phenomenon 2016. Almost got the Oscar nomination, got kind of snubbed for Zootopia and stuff like that. I mean, nobody
Zootopia
really
is a great movie.
Robbed.
Oscar committee doesn't even care about the
Bruh.
animated stuff,
Yeah.
so it got snubbed hard. Number one, I believe it was like the number one selling box office movie in like 7 different countries at the time of its release.
What the fuck is this movie?
And one more fact before I drop the title.
I like this build up.
I do too. Yeah, you got us all hooked.
Soundtrack was made by a band completely dedicated to the movie. All the songs were made for the movie. Even the storyboarding was done in time with the songs, so that
Holy
certain events in the
shit.
songs, so that the songs were
Specifically
actually
for the
central.
movie.
Yes.
Kind of similar
Uh,
to Baby Driver.
Movie is Makoto Shinkai's Your Name.
What?
I think I've heard that.
Yeah, you know I've
I was
talked
not
about it.
expecting the anime shit.
It
Anime!
is.
Even
let's
more
see.
intrigued.
So take every single Ghibli movie you've ever seen or heard of, and this movie has outsold all of them in Japanese theaters. It's one of the if not the highest selling of all time animated movie or anime movie in China as well, I believe. And it's still making the rounds going to theaters.
Damn.
It got a limited release in the US and I got to go see it. And the reason I'm bringing it up today is because the English dubbing of it has literally just dropped because of the Blu-ray release.
Oh shit.
Now, you could watch it with the subs or dubs. Best part, the soundtrack isn't affected either way because what they did was when they brought it over to English viewers, they took the same band that did the Japanese original dub and they had them redo their songs in English.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
So it's the same songs, English lyrics, still timed with the movie and the storyboarding. And it's possibly one of my favorite soundtracks, if not one of my favorite movies of all time.
Damn.
Holy shit, dude. You're
It's-
selling me on this one, Dan.
Now, as for the story,
Damn it.
it is a movie about 2 people, Taki and Mitsuha. Taki is a normal high school boy working a part-time job in Tokyo. Mitsuha is just a kind of a more country girl. She lives in a house that maintains the local shrine, so she has to do duties at a shrine. She is also the daughter of the town's mayor, and who is campaigning for re-election. So she has a lot on her plate. Very stressed out, and all she wants is to be able to live a life that is anywhere but here.
Classic.
She specifically
Class.
said, I believe at one point in the movie, she even says, "Please let me be reborn as a handsome Tokyo boy in my next life."
Oh.
Cut to
Transgender.
handsome Tokyo boy. So, but it's a movie that is centered around a concept. The concept of feeling like there's something in your life that you're missing, as if like there's something that you know is there but you don't have it. That
Mm.
feeling of longing for something you're missing that's not there, but it feels like
It's like right in front of you. You just can't
which
see it.
coincides with that feeling of when you meet someone and you like know that this is their first time meeting them, but it feels like you've known them for a lifetime.
Damn.
Mm.
It coincides with that feeling.
So
but-
it's it's gonna tug at the heartstrings.
And the reason I bring this up especially isn't even because of the soundtrack, especially because in my opinion, soundtrack is an artistic thing. When you want to make a soundtrack impactful, this whole movie is artful. It's possibly one of the best animated and highly detailed shows I've ever seen.
Shit.
That is my personal pick.
So what they fucking.
That was a that was a home run of a pitch.
So what is about? Is it like two separate stories, or these people meet?
Oh, that's right. I accidentally cut off my description of the story.
Yeah, I
I
want to hear a little
get
bit more
really
about
excited about
yeah,
this movie.
I wanna
I
hear
dragged
what
my
happens.
friends to St. Louis to go watch it.
Damn.
Holy shit.
It was like a 1 or 2 day showing. So the story goes along this. There's one more key aspect I left
Son of a
out,
bitch.
which is at random times they've noticed that they'll wake up and they won't remember something that has happened the day before. They'll go to, like, for example, one of them will go to school and they'll say, "Man, what was with you yesterday? You were acting all different." And you figure out, and the guy, well, he'll wake up and see like something written on his arm and says, "Who are you?" And the key premise of the movie is that these people are switching places in each other's lives.
What the fuck?
Mhm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Some fucking.
But it's more than
Lindsay
that.
Lohan shit.
The story is more than that. It's not just some Parent Trap story.
Okay.
There's so much more.
The Parent Trap was a good movie.
It was.
All
But
right.
yeah, that's my movie. Your
Damn.
name, Makoto Shinkai.
Damn, we got some good ones tonight,
There's
boys.
some
gonna be
choices on the
hard.
table.
It's gonna be hard
Also,
to pick.
The band that does the
Space
soundtrack
Jam.
has a
Oh,
fantastic
what?
name. Rad Wimps.
Nice.
Yeah.
You should,
Right up there with
write that
Goblin.
down. You guys find your band name yet?
Goblin.
No, I mean
Oh.
your band name.
I thought you
that-
meant of the
No.
movie.
Hey, yeah. Well, one of your subscribers name our band. Thanks.
yeah, we need band names.
Festering Mole.
Festering Mole. That's
Mold.
that's it.
Festering mold.
Yeah,
We're
Festering
mole
Mold
people.
and the Funky Bunch.
Uncle Fester's head
Uncle
scalp.
Fester's black mold.
That's it.
Boom. All right, let's vote. We got Your Name, Baby Driver, Susperia, and fucking Space Jam.
Space Jam.
Damn. What
Now,
will it
welcome
be,
to
boys?
the jam.
Your hat over there.
I don't know what to vote
I
for.
did not
I'm
see
so
one.
You put it in my beanie.
Nice.
Put it in his beanie. I don't know what to pick.
I
Yeah, this one's
believe I
tough.
can fly. Yeah, just get it in.
I think I know what I'll pick.
I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar.
Oh yeah.
See you running through that open door. I believe I can fly. I believe. Oh yeah.
Oh man, now you're like selling it hard too, dude.
I just
That makes
couldn't-
me really
I
wanna watch
wasn't
Space
even
Jam.
giving up. I'm not even. It's a war over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Wilk brothers are coming in with the heat.
Yeah, well, read them off, buddy.
Read them and
Nice.
weep.
The 60th movie of the movie closet. It's,
Is
it's a tight one. It's fucking
Let's
tight.
see
Coming
here.
up
we
after
got
this commercial break.
Yeah.
Susperia.
whoa.
Oh, one vote Susperia.
That was not what I was expecting from this sheet of paper.
You got Your Name.
Ooh,
Your
your
name.
name's Susperia.
Suspiria.
Oh,
this is
dark
taking
horse.
this is taking a twist. I did not think that this was gonna win at all.
Your Name.
Oh, it's a tie! It's a fucking tie! Movie Closet Wheel coming out.
This happened the last time I was here too.
This fucking like 4 in a row. We've had a tie.
Last time it was me and you tying between Pope Joan and
Doug-
those results
yeah.
at all. I thought for sure that it was gonna be Space Jam. Your name.
Holy
Yeah,
on
shit.
trust
wheel
me, man.
here.
I was super pumped to watch Space Jam.
Oh
you
yeah, we got 2
motherfuckers.
guests today. What are we gonna do if it lands on guest?
Flip a coin.
I mean, I'll
That's
take
fine.
it, sure.
I think your fucking name got knocked off here.
You get them off.
All right, what was the last winner? What did we watch before Night of the Living Dead? We watched, it was zombie movies. Sam won.
Oh yeah.
So we got it. One of you guys got. Do you want to spin the wheel?
Yeah, let
Sure,
let
why
a
not?
guest do it.
All right. I'd hold it like underneath and then just flick the back. So if it lands on guest, you guys will flip a coin to see who
And then
picks.
they get to pick.
And you can pick.
And you can pick your own.
Yeah.
So if it lands on you, you get to pick.
Let's
You,
fix
I
this
can't-
real
I can't
quick.
do
This is
that.
gonna stop the
can, though.
spinner.
don't feel ashamed to pick
Okay,
your own
this
movie,
one's gonna
Josh
stop the spinner,
or
see?
Anthony.
It's fucking...
Dude,
I
that's
always pick my movie.
Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't you? It's,
We get mad
you
off
ensure
that.
a good night if you pick.
Yeah. I mean, these are all
I'm not
these are
gonna-
all pretty.
Yeah, whatever
fucking
gets
good
picked,
movies.
I'm not going to be sad about.
These
I
are
would
all
watch
super.
any of
These are all
these.
Mind if
super
I
good
flip
movies.
this one too?
Do it up.
Do it up.
I don't want anything risky.
It'll
Anyone
be good.
mixing this up.
It usually doesn't get caught on them.
Yeah.
Here is the moment of truth. This is a moment of truth, man.
All
Here
right,
we
let's
go.
see.
Spin the wheel.
Yeah!
Wait.
Oh yeah, I have
Oh,
to
yeah, it's
pick
between
between
me and Matt.
the tiebreakers, which is Susperia and Your Name.
Come on, man.
Fuck, dude.
Dude,
I'm
it's
gonna have
so
to
hard.
pick what I voted for, and it was Susperia.
I really did not think that this was going to win.
Dude, I seriously, it was for me. It was a coin flip between Your Name and
Yeah.
Susperia. So, I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's all right. I'll make him watch it.
Well,
anyway.
Yeah, we'll watch
I definitely still want to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure if you guys are going to enjoy this one, but we'll see.
Great.
I'm
You
going to
see
feel
that
kind of bad. I
before
feel
we
like,
vote, man.
Yeah.
I feel like it ruined this.
I immediately regret my decision.
You can go back, dude. I'm not going to.
What's okay? Hold on.
After all,
let
it
me
is
do
your
this. Let me do
decision.
this. Yeah. Give me a little more like a quick
Okay.
Elevator pitch.
elevator
Okay.
pitch of what the movie's about. I want a little bit more of the plot. Like,
Okay, so for Suspiria, it is a movie that's not for everyone in the fact that it was directed by a lot of old 70s Italian horror films are like really cool because they're like so like the special effects and the practical effects are so fucking badass. And on top of that, this movie is just like so visually and aesthetically pleasing. It's like it just looks so fucking cool, and it's just like the whole movie is just eye candy. The like this like bright, stark fucking pink lighting. The blood is super bright and vivid. The practical effects are so badass. Like all the stab wounds, all the fucking gore is like really cool. It just look like Italians had it like they were ahead of their time with practical effects.
I can believe that.
But the downfall, and on top of that, like I was saying, the soundtrack and the score of the whole movie is just so cool, and like it sounds like it was made by monsters, kind of, in my opinion. But the downfall of the movie is like a lot of the dialogue and a lot of the plot is just like so absurd and bizarre and makes not a lot of sense. So that's like the give and take of the movie.
What's it about again?
So it's about it is. Come on, man! I forgot that's what you were asked.
It's about a chick, right?
So it's about this American who gets this American ballet dancer who gets a scholarship to go study at this prestigious dance school in Germany, and the night that she gets there, one of the students is brutally murdered. And then basically the whole movie is her kind of like snooping around the school, trying to kind of like, it's kind of like a mystery, figuring out like what exactly is going on, all the while uncovering these weird, deep, dark secrets about the school.
Okay.
And then it becomes like super trippy and kind of like paranormal-ish. Yeah, so.
All right, let me hear yours.
Okay. So
You're, like,
going
worried
straight
about
to the plot of the movie, I guess.
They switch places. Elaborate on that. A little
So,
I'm sure we'd like.
there it's not really a thing of every day. It's every few days or every other day. It's kind of random. They notice that they are switching wives with each other. One day the girl will wake up, but it's the guy inside. The family around her doesn't really know this, so he gets to experience this life that he's never seen before on a completely other side of like the world of this culture, because maybe kind of separate from American culture, the culture between a big city like Tokyo and a very small farming town is actually significantly different. He gets to see all this nature, all the world around it, the way the shrine does its work. And I will give a spiel, not a spiel, but I will just say pretty much
Elevator
same
pitch.
when it comes to the eye candy, but that's because it's an animated movie on a movie budget.
You said that there was just like a bunch of like attention to detail.
It's severely so. The downfall of the movie, I'll say, is that it did not get nominated for the Oscar. Honestly, I'm in love with this movie so much I can't actually
It's his
point.
favorite movie, dude.
So I can't genuinely say downfall because I can't think of it in my head. But the key point of the plot is they keep doing this switching. They start learning how to adapt to this, like, hey, don't do this, or do this and do this. This is this person, so that they can start living with this thing they're living with now. But what happens when they start to realize that it may just be a bit more to them than living each other's lives? And then what happens as they're coming to this realization that they stop switching?
What? And they have to find each other.
Yes.
Oh, whoa. Some crazy meant to be. Fate,
All right.
destiny.
Matt, your movie sounds cool with the eye candy and the visual effects sound awesome. Your movie, Josh, sounds like it has a doper premise to it. So let's watch Josh's movie.
First time ever
Shit.
on the
Oh,
movie
shit.
closet. Yeah, but to be honest with you, I was hoping Josh's movie was
He was over here going.
Matt,
We're over here going, man.
To
I
be
wanna
honest
watch
with you,
this.
I voted for Susperia.
I knew that you did, yeah. And like Susperia is great, and I think you guys would enjoy Susperia.
I'll
You
probably
just
watch
said
it.
it's not for everyone, though. So
But-
that's
no,
what
but-
kind of turned me off about it.
No, but I'm saying that, but like it is weird. It's really fucking weird. That's what I have to say.
All right. Well, we're gonna go watch Your Name, and
I'll
then
watch it on my downtime, Matt.
we're
I mean,
gonna come
anime
back
is not
and
for
talk about
everyone either, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it. All right,
me, though.
well, we're gonna go watch Your Name, and we're gonna talk about it in Movie Closet.
Apollo, you're sweet too.
Movie closet. Movie closet. Movie closet. Movie closet.
Welcome back to the Movie Closet, episode 60. We just watched Your Name.
Your name.
Your name
Your
is.
Could you tell me your name?
Can I ask your name?
Uh,
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Only
Can I
after
ask?
crying.
Looking
a
up
stream
at
of
the
tears.
sky, shedding a stream of tears. The English, it was definitely so the soundtrack was dope, but they're, of course, a Japanese band trying to make all their songs English. There's gonna be a little English, you know what I mean? Like the sort of, it's gonna have the fucking
Shitting a stream of
yeah,
tears.
So instead of
Well, yeah,
shedding
they-
a stream
yeah.
of tears, shitting a stream of tears is awesome.
I don't
So-
think that was a language barrier. I just think the way they said it sounded
Yeah,
like
it's just
they
shitting.
sort of pronounced it weird. Shitting a stream of tears.
Oh, that's funny. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that's too
Best part of the movie.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. So yeah,
Yeah.
some first impressions. I thought it was beautiful, and it like visually, and it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah. Visuals on point. Little bit of a tearjerker. Little bit of a mind fuck.
Yeah.
Mm.
Dude, it was funny when you would find out the mindfuck parts. You'd be like, oh, that shit was getting to me.
There was that one part in the movie too when they learned they were switching bodies. What?
It almost felt like an 80s fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
I love the part when you guys all are like, oh, when the second opening started.
Yeah.
I don't remember what line it was, but then like the.
Two openings in this movie.
Two openings.
So yeah, basically it's about these two people that are switching bodies like every other day.
Mhm.
But it turns out that they one of them had died like 3 years ago, so they're living like 3 years apart because the lady that died, her family was destroyed by a comet that split into two. And the whole thing is like figuring that out, and then the dude's trying to save her, and you looks like she's dead, but it turns out she's not at the end.
never know.
And then they meet each other again. It was destiny. It was fate. They were intertwined.
Ha.
I don't even remember their names, to be honest.
Taki and
Aha.
Mitsuha.
Okay, nice.
Taki and
Yeah.
Mitsuha.
I think it
Taki.
does. I think it does a really good job of expounding on that theme of like you have something inside you that you feel like you're searching for.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what it is, but you feel like you're missing something, and then you meet that person, and it feels like you've known them for a really long time.
Yeah, and
Boom.
they were also literally missing
Mm-hmm.
like a chunk of their lives because
Yeah.
they end up not being able to remember all this body switching and this interaction with all that lingers is like that feeling of love they had, because love breaks all bounds.
It conquers all.
But yeah, so they were like actually missing something too, because they completed each other. You come back to that whole love thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Another like central theme, union, things connecting and everything. That was like central to it because we saw the girl Mitsuha give him that like braid that she had made a while back. And it ended up being like the connection between the two of them that brought them back together in the end, allowed them to save her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was I liked the little stuff like that in the movie that was like subtle, and it was like this is how they're connected, and like this is sort of why. And like I'm sure there was even more depth to it that I'm not
Yeah.
aware of, but yeah, man, I liked it a lot.
What do you think? Should we like run through the whole movie?
I mean,
I could do that.
I'm down to do that. I mean, it's a pretty complex movie. So I feel like
It's hard.
we have to
man.
kind of break it down. And Josh has seen it a lot, or have you seen it a lot?
This would be my 5th time.
Well, 5th time. That's a lot.
He's also done a lot of research, it sounds
That's
like.
almost as many times as I've seen Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice, director's cut. But no, yeah, let's run through the movie and we can kind of talk about what we liked about it. So then we can kind of convey, because I feel like the shit I said did not explain properly.
It's
the
kind
shit
of hard
that
to
goes
explain,
down.
yeah.
Very confusing anime plot.
So we open up on this scene where we see the named Comet pouring down through the skies, not yet knowing the implications of it.
Looked badass.
Yeah.
Badass.
And then we hear that we hear Mitsuha say that she wakes up crying sometimes, not knowing why. Not really remembering why she is. She mentions that she has these dreams, feeling like she's living another life. Her friends will comment that the day before she was acting so weird. So basically, that first section, like a little bit before their montage of them switching places, where we see both Mitsuha's life and Taki's life as each other.
Yeah, they kind of tease you with the body switching thing.
Yep.
Because like they don't explain it at first. It's kind of subtle until they have the fucking what moment.
Ding, 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 ding.
When they're like, "Oh, we're switching bodies." Oh shit,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't really know why.
And then
And then
yeah, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
there was
Yeah.
and
What
then we
was
had
this?
the what?
After they figure out they're switching bodies.
Then there was the opening, which jumps into,
Yeah.
which in my opinion is actually almost a bit of a spoiler because it shows them in their adult, like as adults in the opening. Which when you think later on in the movie, when you see that she's dead, how would she ever be an adult if you could see that?
right.
Yeah. Yeah, they did kind of. They didn't tell the story linearly in a linear
absolutely
fashion,
not.
and it did kind of make it hard to follow at some points.
it definitely did. I have to say that, man. Like there was points where I clearly was like, man, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's a movie that demands your attention.
Yeah, you have to.
Oh yeah, you gotta definitely.
And
pay
that's
attention.
why I think it's so great how like beautiful
Don't
it looks,
participate
because
in
not only does
marijuana
it
before
demand
this
it, it
film.
kind of commands it too. Like it takes it.
Yeah, it looked great. The background, like even the backgrounds, when they kept showing doors shut, they had this 6 shot of the door
Yeah.
sliding shut, and it looked really cool. And they kept doing. I don't know if that was like a thing of like they're stepping through a doorway into each other's lives, or if it's just like this dude's signature, like his thing is doors. Door transitions is his thing or
Hey,
something.
it might be.
Just
I don't
looks
know,
cool.
but it looked fucking badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, the nature scenes in this one are fucking crazy.
Yeah, beautifully done.
Speaking of nature scenes, the next major part in the movie, after we see the montage of them adapting to their switching life, arguably the next most important point is when they go to visit the body of the shrine in
Yep.
that giant crater.
Yep.
Absolutely gorgeous nature shots in there, but
Yeah.
we get introduced to this concept of the musubi, or the tying of threads, a union, where everything tying together and interacting with each other ties these things together.
Yeah, the wise grandma.
Yes. And then they go into the body of the shrine to give up a piece of themselves,
Sorry,
what is the most
Body of the
important
shrine.
thing to them, as an
Body
offering to
shrine.
their god, their local deity. Leaving behind that Kuchikamizake, the rice that they chew up, spit out, and then let ferment.
Hardcore. Yeah, I didn't catch that was what she left there.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't catch that
Oh,
part.
there's spit
that's a
alcohol.
little piece of
yeah,
her.
dude.
Because they did show. We should talk about that ceremony. They show her doing the ceremony with the sake, which looked amazing.
Yep.
The dancing,
Yeah,
it was
it
good.
was
the
crazy.
animate, like they'd animate her like doing these tribal dance moves and all these like ritual, like they're all subtle fucking movements, but they're part of a ritual. So there's like thought behind every movement, you know.
Mhm.
Like when she's like adjusting her robes. Like that's like shit that's super serious in a situation like that, and they fucking animated it and they nailed it, and it looked great. You said it was hand drawn, and none of us could believe it. The part for me when she's waving that gold wand around at the very beginning, that looked like 3D generated as fuck. That was pretty impressive that it was hand drawn.
I know that the vast majority of the movie is not CG. So I kind of took the liberty of assuming that it also wasn't.
Well, it might have been 3D. Then, 'cause
It
that
very well
looked 3D.
could have been, but it could be either way. Knowing,
I mean, there was definitely like filters, like because you're talking about that the light reflected from the gold, like that had to have been like a filter they added over it, you know, like and,
Something,
like,
yeah.
There were spots where like, it did kind of look like 3D,
it very well could have been.
but I mean it's fine. I mean even with the filter shit,
Look badass.
like no, like that shit was all hand animated, and they just added filters over the video, like when it showed the quilts. Those strains of quilts going.
Yeah, that was
Like,
awesome.
That was probably all hand drawn, but the
The
visual
shimmer.
effects they add, like the blurring and all that shit, that was probably just like filters they added over. So they started like animate that fucking super abstract moment.
Yeah, that
you know?
shot was awesome.
Yeah.
That shot was awesome.
Yeah.
So, moving on with the
Saki
plot.
in the shrine, she left.
So moving on with the plot, then I believe the next major event would be Taki's date.
Mm.
Mitsuha's constantly getting closer to Miss Okudera, his
Yeah.
manager at work. I believe she's like the shift manager.
Yeah.
He keeps getting closer. She keeps getting closer to her as him. All his coworkers are getting jealous of him.
Yeah.
Getting
Super complex moment.
Yeah. And then he wakes up one day as himself and sees that he's got a date with her.
Yeah.
12:30, and he's just like, "Oh shoot, I got to get ready and go." And then they
breaking down the boundaries of gender in these moments.
Yeah, we see Mitsuha making fun of him on their date in a little bit, where she starts sending him all these links like, "You too can get a boyfriend. The key rules of texting, how to text your way to a relationship, stuff like that." And he's just like, "You're mocking me." Then they go to an art gallery, and at a photo section, they actually see a picture of the town that she lives in.
Yeah. Destroyed,
"Oh."
he said.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's a
I didn't
pic-
notice it was destroyed, but we did
Yeah.
talk about that gallery for a minute. And it was funny that there was like a hint
Yep.
of the comment to
Foreshadowing.
come.
There's a lot of foreshadowing in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah. And I also pointed out, this was the first time I noticed it, actually. It
Ah.
was the super foreshadowing from the very beginning of the movie. The first time we see Mitsuha as her, we see her with that red ribbon in her hair. But we also see Taki with that same ribbon wrapped around his wrist.
Yeah.
It's the one he gets at the beginning of the movie.
Which I didn't notice that until after the ribbon shit was coming
Yeah.
into play. Like I never noticed he was wearing that bracelet.
Mm-hmm. And then
And I want to add too for a moment the relationship with his coworker. I didn't really dig it. Like it fucking confused me because I
Yeah.
didn't see the point where it went from like her having a crush on this coworker to the two of them falling in love.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I didn't notice
a
the
weird
point.
transition.
Yeah, where they went from her having a crush on his coworker to Taki and what's her name again?
Mitsuha?
Yeah, Mitsuha.
It almost
The
didn't show
two-
me why they fell.
The body swappers.
No.
Like they ended up falling in love, but you kind of missed that point to where it goes because like they make this deal about her having a crush on his coworker, but she has to like be in his body to ever see her, you know. So you kind of like steers you towards the way that it's going to be about this little relationship, but at the end it's the two main characters that are in love.
Mm-hmm. The relationship with the coworker is because that was like the idea that she hadn't realized her feelings for him, so she was constantly setting him up with his coworker. Then that one morning, she wakes up crying. She's like, "Why am I crying?"
Yeah, when she
Because
was like,
she's
I hope
jealous?
he should be on the date right now.
And then she
And
starts
then she's like,
crying.
"Why am I crying?" It's because she's
Whoa.
in love.
I thought it was because she wanted to go on the date.
No,
No,
she
no.
wasn't in love with the
No,
coworker.
no, no. She was just
What
trying to
the
help
fuck?
him out.
I thought she had the fucking
Man,
crush on the
that
coworker.
would
Man,
be a whole new
I'm right
movie.
there with you though.
Did you
Ben.
not
Like,
get that vibe?
I'm right there with you.
I thought
man.
like she had.
See, I didn't get that vibe at all.
That's totally what I was getting.
yeah, I'm
That's
right there
actually
with you, man.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, sitting here
Mitsuha's
listening,
in
you guys are like,
love
what?
with Taki's
Like, yeah.
coworker. Oh
I'm-
my god.
Dude, that's what I thought. Because every time there was, because the coworker was talking about like, oh, you got a feminine side. Sometimes like you're a different person. So I thought that like they were both like swapping these feelings. Because she
Yeah.
like stitched up her skirt when it got cut and shit.
No, I was,
Every time it showed them bonding, it was when the
Yeah, because
Matsuhita-
he
or
was- she
what's
was-
her name?
Yeah.
Well, it's because
Matsuhita?
Mitsuha.
Mitsuha was like in his body whenever they were connecting.
Yeah,
so I thought like
well,
they
it's
were
because
falling.
because when he was in his body, he was too nervous. Like he was like too nervous, so it's just like a different person.
Yeah.
and she already kind of like digs him, and now she's actually, or he's not like too scared to talk to her because it's not actually him.
Yeah, and
Okay.
later on, she actually mentions when she says that I had feelings for him.
Yeah.
She explains that it was that those feelings more or less tied exclusively to the like more feminine side of him.
Yeah.
So Mitsuha might not have loved the coworker, but I think the coworker loved Mitsuha.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah.
and it's
shit.
complex.
Mitsutake.
Yeah. So that blows my mind that I was totally misreading the situation.
But so we
Okay.
have the date, and while they're on the date, she's getting ready for the festival.
Yep.
And we see her go out there. She's cut her hair,
Mhm.
and I don't know if you guys caught this, but Teshi and Sayaka, her two friends, were like arguing about like saying like, is it because of some guy? And then the friend actually says, why does everybody assume cutting hair has to do with some sort of breakup or something? When in this case, it's almost exactly that.
Yeah.
Because
Because they stopped seeing each other, right?
yeah, they stopped seeing each other. He hasn't reached her or anything like
Yeah.
that. And then at the end of the date, Okudera calls out Taki, saying like, "You used to like me, didn't you? But there's someone else now."
Okay, see, that was another part where I thought it was because it wasn't her in his body.
Me too.
Mhm.
Like, because she said, you used to like me, meaning like the day before when the chick was in his body, like she clearly liked him. But now that he's not the same person, I didn't catch that was him ending up liking
Mitsuha.
Mitsuha.
Yeah, that was alluding to the fact that their time spent in each other's bodies and learning of each other has brought them so close that they
Okay.
ended up
Right.
falling for each other.
Yeah, I was getting like
Right,
totally different fucking impression of that.
That's fine. That's fine. It's straightened out.
Yeah.
This is not a Yuri show, which for those who don't know that means girl.
Girl, what up?
Yeah. But after the date, we see Taki try to call Mitsuha.
Yeah.
And then we jump to Mitsuha getting a call, and you were all like, "Oh, she's gonna answer, and it's him. They're finally gonna talk on the phone."
Nope.
It was Teshi.
Nope.
It was nice that they later, because the whole time difference reveal showed that they couldn't actually call each other.
Yeah.
Because the whole time I'm thinking, what the fuck aren't they calling each other? Like
Yeah.
like when they first start going through this shit, you know? Like
Yeah.
they could have exchanged information a lot more efficiently than they were.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they couldn't actually call each
Yep.
other because
Nope.
they were 3 years apart.
yeah, and
It's a long time.
I also loved that later in the movie, Mitsuha tries to call Taki again,
Yeah.
and she does it in the exact same place that
Mhm.
Taki tried to call Mitsuha.
Yeah,
at.
that was
irony.
cool. That was cool.
Yeah. And also you pointed out something that really made you think, oh shoot, he's gonna guess the plot early. When you said when Taki finishes his date, it's night. And then Mitsuha gets the call and it's morning. You said,
Yeah.
are they that far apart that it's
Yeah,
morning?
I do
They
remember
were
that.
that far apart. They were 3 years apart.
Yeah. It's not where they are.
It's
It's
when
when
they
they
are.
are.
I feel like I was watching Back to the Future the whole time. man. I
Yeah, there
like,
was a
God
lot
damn.
of Back to the Future moments, like time paradox.
I was like, oh,
fuck yous
God.
and shit. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
After that we get the scene of the festival. We see them just talking. They're walking up, and then we see her just see the comet split, just looking at it, and then we get that ding moment, and then we see that the call doesn't pick up, and then we move about 2 weeks into the future, where he's been researching Itamori, the town. He's been drawing everything, as Matt pointed out. Um, and also, I love speaking of his drawings, I love the subtle hint at why he's good at drawing. If you looked in his if you looked every time he's drawing something in his room, you'll see somewhere in the background these like posters or stuff that have to do with architecture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so without even saying it, you can see that he wants to be an architect.
I always just figured he was going to be an architect.
Yeah.
Because that's like the thing. I think it's just like a movie cliche thing where whenever they show someone drawing buildings, they want to be an architect.
Yeah.
So I just assumed that.
Well, I
That
guess
was
you could use that
Good
too.
assumption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I absolutely love the search for the town, because you see him searching everywhere. The characters are like, "Man, you're a terrible tour guide."
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing I thought was weird that he didn't know the name of the town, but that just ties into like they like forget things about the others' lives really fast.
Because their thing that was tying them together was broken at the moment, so he couldn't remember all this stuff.
They did a good job of cleaning up plot holes in this movie.
Yeah.
For me anyway.
They knew they
Yeah.
had to, too.
Yeah.
Like, we got to
It's,
steal these
it's
up.
like they knew they set it up to it's like, all right, at this point they're gonna be like, why the fuck don't they do this?
Yeah,
But we're gonna explain it like 20 minutes later.
Yeah, dude.
Like we're gonna show why.
Because
they
you
can't
were
do it.
adamant, like, why don't they call each other?
Yeah,
Like,
like,
I mean, it is obvious though. Why wouldn't they?
yeah, I mean, yeah.
And after
So they
that,
do
we
that.
see the reveal.
Yeah.
The whole thing that I was trying so hard to avoid in the watch.
The pitch.
Yeah. I was trying to avoid it in the pitch. So that's why I just said, what happens when they stop switching?
Yeah.
Well, it turns out a comet struck the town. The town was destroyed, and she's dead.
Yeah. That's the big plot reveal.
Spoiler alert.
Hey-oh.
Yeah. I loved the reaction when that came in. Y'all are
She's
acting
not
like
dead,
it was some
though.
sort of really grim movie now.
Yeah. Well, Matt actually called the time difference.
Yeah.
Matt was like, hey, they're in different times.
Yeah, he actually stood
Ooh.
up and
Called
said, they're in different times.
I got the
No, you
sense
did, you did,
that,
so I got it.
that one of them was dead when she went up to place the sake at the shrine. She's like, oh, this is the entrance to the spirit realm.
The netherworld.
Yeah.
Another
And then
one.
so you're thinking they're different times. I'm like, oh, I bet one of them's dead.
Yep, I remember you said that.
Yeah.
You're
Why you
right.
got to be right?
We were right.
And moving a bit forward, we get the search for her. He starts, and that's when he starts forgetting. He forgets what her name is. He forgets what he was even
What's her
doing.
name?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
can I get your name?
And
What's in the box?
then he remembers the body of the shrine that they went to when she left the sake. And so he draws out like a map and has the very much a bro at the ramen shop
Oh,
drive
yeah.
him there.
Cool guy. Yeah, always helping him out.
Here, why don't you take this on
Because
your
he
journey?
reveals to him
Yeah,
that the
give him
town
food and everything.
exploded from the comet.
Yeah, he's the one that sees the drawing and thinks this town was destroyed
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Because he's from there.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yo, I need to ride up to this mountain. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Nice drawing, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like your skills.
Here, I made you a hot meal too.
Man, wouldn't you two love
I'll
it
be
if
back in an
drawings
hour to
could
make
get you
love.
rides wherever you wanted?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
And ramen.
Favors. Yeah.
and free ramen. That
Yeah.
free.
Shit, I'll
free
take
good
I'll
ramen.
take money. I mean, fuck.
Yeah, just give me money.
You want to give me some? Yeah.
You've been moving some art lately.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, boss dog.
Always
Your
busy
hair.
selling art.
What is this?
But moving
It's a link.
forward,
It's a bond between us.
It's a union.
moving forward, we get Taki going to the shrine, and he
We're
thinks
going through the
that
whole
like this
fucking
is a
movie.
part of
Yeah.
her. This is-
we're going.
he sees he sees her sake and thinks
You
this is
don't
a
have to
part
watch
of
the movie.
Mitsuha. And so he takes it, uncorks it, and drinks what you guys were saying.
Yeah.
Hey, did he drink it?
Drinks her gross.
It's
Yeah,
like
her
spit sake. I
her
don't give a
gross
shit what. I don't give a
fucking
shit what
booze.
happened. It started out as shoot up, spit out food. Like
And then Anthony actually calls the next scene in a bit because he says he's about to go on an acid trip from drinking her spit
Yeah,
sake.
Yeah.
that was the
That
coolest
part was
looking part of
awesome.
the movie.
that was my favorite
And then
part.
and not only that, but he got to live her life. He learned her entire life. Yeah.
What? I
Yeah.
didn't notice
See,
that.
he was seeing all these flashbacks.
Oh yeah, with
starting
the
from
mom
her
and
birth.
the
Yeah.
mom died
Yeah.
and shit. Okay.
One thing
okay.
that you might not notice is before it shows
Sadness.
her being born as a baby, it actually shows like this little bubble that starts splitting up.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's the cell division
Yeah.
that results in the baby.
That's
yeah,
so
I noticed
cool.
that. I noticed
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that
then-
part was awesome.
Because that's kind of when you get the idea that the
I liked the
ribbon
actual
is
draws.
what bonded them.
Yeah,
That,
they
that
really
moment with the
drove that home.
Because that's like the fucking time paradox. Because she fucking goes to Tokyo the day before she dies because she knows she's gonna die, and she fucking sees him there.
In the original time, she doesn't know. That
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
going
She
to
just
die.
felt
She just
compelled.
wanted to go see him.
Oh, she didn't know he was
No.
gonna die.
No.
because it
What the
hadn't
fuck,
happened
man?
Yet.
What is
So-
all this movie?
You gotta rewatch it,
Can I
dude.
get it, dude?
No, you
So
just gotta
3
rewatch
years
it,
ago, before all of this
it's
happened.
a little hard.
Yeah,
to
I got
grasp
that
it.
part. I got that she went and saw him
Yeah.
years before.
But he thought she knew at the time.
Yeah, she thought he knew him.
Yeah, I got that part that he didn't know
No,
her.
I was saying that you thought that
I
she
thought
knew that she was gonna die.
I thought she
But she did
knew
not.
that the next day the comet was gonna come
Yeah.
because of that. Because that dude, that part was after she
thought
cut her
she
hair
knew
when
that
they
she
were
knew that
doing
he
body
was.
swaps. I was like getting kind of confused of what time was what and who knew what.
Mm-hmm.
But
If you're not ready
all
to
the
give
what
your full
hads you-
attention,
yeah, dude, this shit's fucking crazy.
if you're not ready to
Yeah.
give your full attention to this movie, don't watch it. Just don't. It ain't, you gotta.
It's
pay
just,
attention.
it's just.
It was confusing. I tried to pay attention. It was
It's
confusing.
because of the subtle shit, you know.
Yeah,
like, see,
that's
like
what it is.
I noticed like different subtle things, and I missed like one or two things, and now I have a totally different perception
Yeah.
of what happened to this movie.
Wouldn't you guys agree though?
Yeah.
This movie deserves the full attention.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
it's a good movie. I mean, look,
Um,
at this, look at
Layers.
this discussion we've had about it. It's proof enough.
And moving forward, we see that after the realization that she went to Tokyo, that whole trippy scene, I mentioned to you guys that what she gives him is this red string ribbon that she puts together, and that's
Yeah.
that's what kind of leads him in that weird acid trippy scene through this entire string of her life. And I mentioned to you guys the legend of the red string of fate that ties two
Yeah.
souls together. Then so people will say like if two people meet under like circumstances and they just keep getting drawn together, it's the red string of fate. You two are fated for each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killing me.
And so that's that kind of thing. And that's also when you learn that thing she gave him, that little ribbon, is what ties them together.
Yeah.
And so he drinks the sake, goes back, and then the plan to save the town starts.
Yup.
Yup.
Now she knows that they're gonna die.
Now she
Or no,
knows
it's
that he
him and
knows
her
that she
body.
It's him as
Yeah.
her.
She's gonna die.
And then she still hasn't woken up
See-
yet.
Now,
no.
now she knows.
Now he
that
knows
he
that she knows that he knows that
Yeah.
she's gonna die.
But does he know
Will
that
they
she
or
knows?
won't they?
Well,
But
they save the town, so they do that. I mean,
yeah.
I
come
didn't
close.
have any doubt though, because I mean, let's be honest. The movie, I was like, yeah, they're gonna save.
No, I thought they were all. I thought that they were.
Yeah, I
gonna
thought it was.
not
I thought
pull
they
it
were.
off.
Oh, you thought it was gonna be
do
like
some-
tragic or
yeah,
something?
I thought it was gonna be
Oh.
a tragedy.
I thought they were gonna play the thing
could
that
see
it's
that.
like they were, because of what they did would lead to all of the people dying. You know that like
Yeah.
that type of time travel deal. Like
Mm.
you like what's the saying when you fucking
Like their whole interaction was what
the
caused
steps you
people to die.
take to avoid your destiny like ultimately lead to your destiny happening.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
like Back to the Future shit.
yeah.
Fucking time paradox shit. So yeah, I thought that because of their the actions they were taking, then that's why.
I could have
Like when she tripped and fell, we're like,
Yeah,
oh, that's how
it's
she's
like
gonna
she's-
die. Like that was another twist. Like she would have died before the comet, and I was like, that would have made sense.
her
with the-
destiny was to
yeah,
die.
because the only reason she was running there is because she knew she had to
That's all
evacuate
of
the
her
town
destiny.
because the guy told her.
yeah, because after the whole plan had gone off, I loved when the explosives went off. You were like, "What? Dynamite?"
Where
Yeah,
did they get dynamite?
well, the
Yeah.
construction,
And they had even set that up so much earlier in the movie.
Yeah,
One
they
of the
did.
first scenes you see Teshi, the foreman's son, has his dad saying, "Hey, we got to teach you about the explosives next."
yeah,
And then he's like, "Hey, we got water gel explosives. We can blow up literally the generator for the town."
that's just good writing
Mm-hmm.
in a nutshell.
And then
Boom.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. And I don't know if you got this. There was a moment when Taki was Mitsuha when he goes to when he as her goes to confront her dad
Yup.
and tell her to evacuate the town.
Yeah.
When he goes up, grabs her, and as you guys were disappointed, doesn't finish the line, "You son of a."
Yeah, dude. I was like, say it.
He
Son
says,
of a bitch.
He
Bitch.
says, "What do you know? Who are you?"
Yeah.
Oh, he knows
I
it's
didn't
not
know.
his daughter.
Yeah.
He realizes there's something off about her, that it's not even really her.
Yeah,
She is
Nice.
he is her dad.
right.
So is that why he ends up believing her?
That's because when he goes back the second time, it's actually her, and you
Yeah.
see that determination on her face, and somehow she convinces him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the plan goes through. No one believes him. You think they're all dead, but it turns out she had convinced her dad to evacuate the town because it was a drill. They ended
It
up
was an
saying
emergency drill, as the reports say, and then it even says in the news reports, in like I think it was 5 years in the future. It even says that the town was running an emergency drill, which brings to light a bunch of conspiracy theories about the
Yeah.
coincidence of it all.
Yeah, which is kind of what goes down here in the States.
And then we get to the last part. Them as adults searching for that missing thing.
Yep, which is each other.
Yeah.
Love.
Boom.
Love.
They find each other. The
It
song
binds all
brings-
things.
they
What is
find-
this, Interstellar? It
Yeah.
breaks all
Oh,
laws
yeah.
of gravity.
Man, that was a good
and
movie.
space and time.
Yeah.
Love.
Don't let me leave, Murph.
I loved how this whole time, these 5 years, they've been searching for each other, saying, "I've been searching for something." They open the door and Ben goes, "They're neighbors."
I thought that too.
That would've been better.
Their name.
Well, it's a sitcom waiting to happen.
Yeah.
That'd have been the most amazing thing.
Oh
I've
shit,
been
we're
searching
neighbors
5
now?
years for the person that lives next door.
Starstruck lovers, lost in time, but they're neighbors.
Wow.
I actually thought that was gonna be the
Yeah.
thing.
I mean,
Yeah, me too.
when you said that, I was like, yeah.
Let's
totally.
knock down his wall. Fuck. Move
One
in together.
house.
And then they get on the
Double
train. The
rant.
song is slowly building up, just keeps on singing, just a little more.
Yep.
And then suddenly the chorus starts and they see each other on the train, and Matt's like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Yeah.
They saw each other on two different trains going in opposite directions.
Yeah.
But they
And
ended up
run
in this,
frantically.
they ended up in the same place
And
somehow.
somehow they run through Japan and fucking find
Not just
each
that.
other.
Let's think about this real quick. The idea that they are fated to be together, that string of fate that ties them
Fated.
together. They are in Tokyo, one of the most densely populated cities
Yeah.
in the world.
So
And a
it's,
humongous city at that. They are just running through the streets, hoping to find each other.
so
And in this
unrealistic.
one random
That's what
alley,
I'm
Destiny.
hearing. Okay.
and then they run
Unrealistic.
into each other in this one random alley, and they just start walking up and down the stairs.
Yeah, don't say shit to each
I was
other.
Yeah,
like,
they
man,
just
y'all just ran. Y'all just ran everywhere.
All right, play it cool.
and then he just played it too
Wait.
cool, dude.
Do I know you?
Let her come to you, and they just
There's
don't
actually-
say shit to each
And then
other.
fucking roll credits. Could I get your name? Boom.
Yeah, that shit.
Name drop.
roll credits.
The last line of the movie was their name drop. Could I
Yeah.
get your name? Your name.
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
And
Yeah, that
there's
was
one
pretty
thing I
awesome.
wanted to mention about that ending sequence.
Shitting a stream of tears.
It's in my opinion, it's a callback. One of Makoto Shinkai, the director, one of his most famous movies is called 5 centimeters per second, which starts with this young couple. They clearly love each other and everything. But then the girl moves away to a distant area. They try to keep meeting up, but eventually their connection card kind of fades. But then in the third segment, it takes place in 3 segments over 1 hour. And the third segment starts, and at the end of it, you see that they're both in the same town. They're both in the same area. And then they're at a train crossing. One's on one side, the other's on another. They walk across, and then the train goes, and then they're both gone. And then the guy is left. They both moved on and never spoke.
Damn.
I think that I think that this and the scene where they're crossing the bridge in the rain and don't look back. I think this was a callback to that. I like to think that it was the director scaring the fans into thinking it was going to happen again.
Yeah, I
Oh.
thought they weren't gonna reconnect.
Overall, though,
It was cool,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, good one.
It did get me like genuinely invested in these people finding each other again.
Yeah.
Which was a pretty cool job.
It
Gets
was
you in the
good.
movie, gets you in the zone.
I give it a watch, even though we told you the whole movie, but you can go watch it. It's a good movie.
Watch
it's
it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Music
So-
was cool.
Yeah. Speaking of that, the theme of this was dope soundtracks. What did we think about the
Dope-ass
soundtrack?
soundtrack.
I wasn't very into it, to be honest. I didn't.
That's
I'm
fair.
not. I'm not a big fan of
I
that
think
kind
that
of music.
I think that it would have been better if it was not in English. I think that
Yeah.
You
maybe
think that the language difference like made the songs awkward?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was like how they wrote the songs initially. So.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it fit the movie well. You know, like it added to the story.
All right,
and the
let's be honest
visuals.
here. It had the same like kind of music that most anime nowadays have, which is sort of like this pop punk sort of feel. So if you're not into that,
Yeah.
you're probably not gonna dig anime music.
Yeah, I
right
definitely
now.
got an anime feel from it, and
Oh,
I
for
am
sure.
not. I just didn't. I don't. I mean, I'm not gonna like listen to this soundtrack when I'm not watching the movie or anything.
Yeah.
But it worked for the movie.
Yeah. I can note that I've gotten the
Not
same
like Space
reaction from a lot of people that I've seen. I know people that have watched the sub and have never seen the dub, and they think the soundtrack is one of the best they've ever heard.
That's
But
cool.
I've seen people that have only watched the dub, and they think the soundtrack actually hindered the movie.
Really?
I could see that.
Aw.
I could definitely
So
see that.
I definitely think that the original version of the soundtrack may actually be better. And
I mean, it sounds like it is better.
Sense. I actually have it like saved on like all of my devices, and I listen to it in like free time. I love it.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
But let's see. Oh, I wanted to mention this. I think I mentioned it during the movie when they're writing their names on each other's hands.
yeah.
The callback to literally one of the first few minutes of the movie where they're in class and the teacher talks about Twilight or
Yep.
Golden Hour / Magic Hour, where the lines between worlds become blurs and you might witness something magical.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. That was setting that up.
Yeah, and that whole time
God
they're
damn,
like on
the setups in this one.
There's
God.
only like 30 fucking setups in this.
Yeah, no, definitely no setups.
Oh my god.
They're on that crater, the like giant wall
Yeah.
of like crater, and they're running across it trying to catch each other's voices. And then there's this I love the direction in this where there's the sun and then there's the like glare off the sun shooting up.
Yeah.
And it's the like line in between where they're standing and the
Mhm.
sun's slowly getting lower. And then as twilight happens, that line fades and suddenly they can see each other.
Yeah, that was a cool scene.
Yeah.
That was badass.
What did you
Badass for
think
sure.
about that scene? They see each other after all this time and are able to reconnect.
It was a good moment because as us watching it too, you're waiting for them to fucking finally see
Finally,
each
yeah.
other,
Mhm.
and you do get that moment, even though it only lasts for a minute. You're like, oh shit, it's gonna go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, they spend half the time talking about, oh, you touched my boob.
Yeah, they waste all that time about the boob touching conversation.
But it's a little comedic relief
Yeah,
for a scene that
Mhm.
tugs the heartstrings.
Yeah.
I like to think
It was definitely a drama. It was good.
Yeah.
I like to think that they were
Love
so
story.
like overwhelmed with
story.
the feeling of actually getting to see each other that they didn't even think to do anything pressing at the moment.
Yeah.
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 it's just like like they're fucking so comfortable around each other.
Mm-hmm.
They just like fall back into what they had when they were switching bodies,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like when they were talking back and forth.
Oh, and I can't remember if it was before or after that we get one of my favorite, most awkward lines to translate. That I was the one that was in you, and you were the one that was inside of me.
Yeah, that was funny. That's funny.
Right up there with shining.
Yeah, shitting a stream of tears.
Shitting
What?
So,
What?
Oh, go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, so out of 10.
I don't really give ratings, but I mean, out
Okay,
of
give
10
it a
definitely watch it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's a good
great,
one.
great film.
Great
there's
film.
a
Especially if you're
think
into
it's
anime, you
Fandango
gotta
that
watch
does
it.
a
Yeah,
rating.
you'll
It's
love it.
like a avoid, go, watch, or must see.
Oh yeah, must see or go watch. I'd say if you got a chance to see it, fucking see it.
See it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Especially if you're into animated.
yeah, if
movies.
anime's
Oh,
your
yeah.
bag, you're gonna
Not
dig
even
it.
anime. Like
You
it
just like
was-
animated
It just
movies,
looked.
yeah.
The
And it's- I
animation.
mean,
And it's a
great.
complex storyline.
It is.
Hey, if you're into time travel, check
Yeah.
it out.
It's beautiful.
If you're into mind fucks, check it out. If you're in the love stories, check it out.
Boom. It's like
got-
that movie with Keanu Reeves and like Sandra Bullock or some shit when they live in that same house and they can communicate to each
The
other
fucking
through
one with
letters.
the lake house, dude.
Yeah,
one?
letters in the mailbox.
Yeah, dude.
It's kind of like that.
That joke where he put that Family Guy joke where he puts his wiener in there. Like Hillshire Farms packages here.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So
No,
I have,
yeah, that's totally. But I get that.
I have two more questions I want to ask you guys as someone who loves this movie.
All right,
to
let's
three
hear
guys
it.
who have only seen it for the
Let's
first time.
wrap it up with your 2 questions.
Boom.
First, it has been revealed recently that that a studio is planning to make a live action remake of this movie. What do you think? Because
I think
anime has a huge history of complete failures.
Dude,
of
most of
live
the movies
action,
are flops. Bro.
such as
It's not
the-
gonna work.
Such
It's
as
not
the
gonna work.
recent Death Note. So I was wondering, one, do you think that this movie can properly be adapted? And two, do you
Nope.
think will it work?
Nope. Nope.
Listen, though, I think there is a way to make this work. And that's if you just make a few tweaks to the story, you cast Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock, and you put it the setting
lake house.
instead of a town blowing up, you're in a lake house. Yeah. I think then you got a hit on your hands.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
I think
We're gonna make
Boom.
millions.
Shit writes
so-
itself.
The Lake House is getting a remake confirmed.
Yeah.
Um,
You got
What
but
was
no,
it?
yeah,
What-
I mean, I agree with that. I think it wouldn't work.
What was the other question, bro?
the second question I wanted to ask you is, do you think that this movie should be recommended to people who don't watch much anime?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say it's a good gateway anime.
Yeah.
It depends on what kind of anime you like, man.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying too, if it's someone who doesn't watch anime, it's probably someone that's like not into like action cartoons and shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is what I think when I think of anime. Like I think Dragon Ball Z instantly.
Yeah.
So if it's someone who's like not traditionally into it, but it has like a good love story, it has a compelling like human story, I think that's why it would be a good thing to watch for someone who's never watched anime
So,
before.
I mean, the end answer, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Gateway anime.
Good stuff. Your name.
Boom.
Your name.
All right. Well, that was episode 60 of the Movie Closet. Josh and Anthony, thanks for coming.
Thanks, dude.
Josh, great pitch,
Yeah.
great movie, great discussion about it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with it.
For sure.
You can find us on extratone.com. It's a website filled with news articles and all that jazz podcast. And we're on YouTube at Spanktervision. Just look for the blue TV. Ding! Drop it in right here if you're watching. You can watch us live on YouTube if you're listening on Extratone. And if you're watching this on YouTube, go check out Extratone. And let us know some of your favorite movies with dope soundtracks.
Space Jam.
What do you think of your name? Let us know. And most importantly, come back next week. See you later.
Spread my wings and fly away. I believe I can soar.
Oh, yeah.
See you running through that open door.